Last January, I finally singed Martin Whistler out in one of the rim planets. Since then, I've been hunting down the last of his murdering cult. We call them Trancers, slaves to Whistler's psychic power. Not really alive, and not dead enough. It's July now, and I'm tired. Real tired.
Yep, it's recording, so whenever you're ready.
Okay. Welcome to Film Juice. I'm Mike, and John is here. He's
Hello.
always here.
I'm always here.
He's always here. He's always lurking. So we're going to talk about Trancers from 1988, 1989?
1989.
I think. I could be wrong, even though we just watched it. And I just finished watching it like 30 minutes ago. Yeah, Trancers is about a time-traveling cop.
1984.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I've made a serious error. 1984.
Be tranced.
I am now going to become a trancer. It's about a time-traveling cop dealing with zombies.
Zombie-like humans is how it's described in Wikipedia. But yeah, pretty much they turn into zombie-like things.
But how many did they actually deal with in the movie?
At least 3. There may have been
at least 3.
I want to, yeah, because there, or maybe there. I know there was probably a 4th, or maybe
there was at least
even
one.
A 5th. There was more than one. I remember more than one. At least 1.5.
Yeah, that was a confusing thing. But you're gonna have to walk me through the script.
Okay, so yeah,
the story.
Okay, so we haven't really talked about this much before this podcast, and
yeah.
So did you like the movie, Mike?
In a bad way, yes.
Okay, in a bad way.
I thought it was a good bad movie, and it was very confusing. And I applaud the lead actor for being so, and Helen Hunt for being so dedicated. But overall, no, I don't. I'm very confused about the movie. There's a lot going on, and it's pretty hard for me to get confused about a movie. I don't want to sound like pretentious, but at the end of it, I was like, what just happened?
Okay, so and I kind of cut you off actually, telling people what it's okay. About. But you pretty much said half of it. That yeah, there's the lead character Jack Death. He's a detective cop. He's up against these Trancers, and these Trancers are so they call them Trancers because they're basically hypnotized by the villain in the story, whose name is Whistler.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, he controls them somehow, their mind and everything. And well, they describe it as like, so he ends up basically, when he's controlling them, he ends up killing them ultimately, like their consciousness, in a sense, and from what I could get from it, and then he takes over and uses them to cause havoc. He's had like an army of them. Jack Death kind of describes that in the very beginning. So Jack Death thinks Whistler is dead, but you actually find out Whistler is still alive. But he used this technology because it's all set in like the far future, like Blade Runner style future.
Yeah.
And
French coat and everything.
Yes, and it has a noir kind of like 40s inspiration detective movie inspiration. And so yeah, so there's a technology in that time that allows people and allowed Whistler to to take over the body of his ancestor
Right.
and his hands. So they live in like in the future of Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And so Whistler goes back in time to 1984, 85 Los Angeles and inhabits his ancestor's body and he's taking out all the leaders of they call them the council.
Mhm.
I guess they're the leaders of this like cop unit or that Jack Death is a part of.
Yeah.
And so one's already dead. And so the remaining two or three send Jack back to his ancestor in 1984 to go ahead and get Whistler. So they want him to send Whistler back so they can try him in court.
that
They don't want him to kill Whistler.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So they want him to forward.
Yes. So they have like so you don't know how they're doing this. You see some kind of like machines and stuff.
There's no explanation.
And right, there's no explanation. There's injections involved. They lay on the table.
Oh yeah.
Jack Death lays on the table. They inject him, and he suddenly wakes up in 1984.
And let's just explain right here. Death is spelled DETH.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And so then his journey starts, trying to find Whistler in 1984, learning about this new kind of world that he's in, and his ancestor has just like slept with Helen Hunt's character. And so that's how he asked Helen Hunt for her help to navigate the city and life in 1984.
Yeah, punk Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt, yeah.
Helen Punk. With her pink hair.
Yeah, she actually changed the streaks in her hair, the color.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie. So at one point it's blue, then it's like pink.
And then it's pink.
Green, I think at one point too.
And she's like the street smart.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
she's a great actor even that young.
No, yeah, she was great. She was like 20 something.
Yeah, I was really, I was impressed. I think she added a lot to the movie.
Yeah, for a crappy movie, she did a good job. I mean, I don't mean that in like a derogatory way, but I'm just saying like she just like she did a good job. For like one of her first jobs.
So I thought that this movie was, I would say that it's kind of, I thought it was all right. That's the way I describe it. Like, I don't think it's, and there's a few reasons. This was like a huge like budget. It was this had a small budget. This movie, minimal production team. I mean, if you see the credits roll, they only roll for like 3 minutes.
No, I noticed that because earlier I watched the last 5 minutes, and the last 5 minutes lasted 2 minutes of the movie. So, the last 3 minutes were the credits, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Guess there weren't too many people involved in this movie."
There was. The director. His name is Charles Band.
Oh, Charles Band.
You're familiar with him.
He's done a shit ton of like B movies.
Did he do Puppet Master?
I think he
Puppet
was
Masters?
involved with Puppet Master at least.
Hmm.
At least one of them he directed. I think he produced all of them. I'm not sure.
That's the only movie that I think I'm familiar with of his.
But are you surprised? Like he's
No, I'm not. No. Apparently he did a couple Barbie movies.
Oh my god.
And the Evil Bong.
I'm sure he enjoyed that one.
The music in this movie is actually pretty good. It added a lot to this movie.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, how about that music, dude? Like,
yeah, man.
That synth music. I love synth. Like,
me too.
I was like, did John Carpenter do
I know,
this?
that's what I was thinking too. I was totally thinking that. It gave me Blade Runner vibes. I could see that where people could reference that too in that music. There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough different musical cues within the movie.
No, not within. Like there were like certain parts where the movie was quiet and somebody was going through a door or walking up to a scene,
and
but there wasn't enough like actiony music.
Honestly, I think if there was, and I'm guessing that was money, the lack of money.
Oh, yeah, true.
If there was, though, and that's something I think they could still do, they could go in and actually add music if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
I think if they did that, that would actually bring this movie up like a level, like a good step.
Yeah.
Because when those quiet moments, like you're talking about, and the lack of kind of like those action
no, like action beats, like like there's something about to happen and nothing, it just doesn't, there's no music.
Someone gets hit and there's no like music to
there's no music
to that that space there. But if there was, it would take this movie to the next, another step. I think it would take it a good level up.
No, it would be a little bit more
immersive.
Exciting. Yeah. Did you say submersive?
Immersive.
Oh yeah. No, it'd be a lot more exciting if there was just a little, like, some musical beats here and there, like some stings. And the movie lacked that. But like throughout, like if somebody's like prowling around, like the synth
when they came, it was great. Like it really The director, they're inspired by like those 40s and prior like detective films.
Oh, so they're going for like a noir thing?
They were,
interesting.
The director and writers were, and the director, because I purchased the Blu-ray, and there's a documentary on here where it talks about the writers were talking about how they actually appreciated having Charles Band because he helped really bring the sets to life. He helped bring in a little bit more budget into the film. And
that explains a lot.
What do you mean?
Just the feel of the movie, like it wasn't completely a monster movie. It was just like kind of detective snooping around trying to figure out a mystery. It wasn't so much of a horror movie. There were horror, there's horror elements, but it was mostly, it felt like a crime movie.
Jack Death's character, I thought it was cool how they were inspired by that kind of noir early detective films, you know.
Yeah, no, he was kind of like a no nonsense cop character, and I like that because I went in going in, I expected kind of a like a stupid horror movie, but it was different. It I
That's
expected
what you
more of
were
like a
expecting? Okay.
yeah, I
Like,
was expecting more was like a zombie ghoulies. Does that make sense?
I don't know what the Ghoulies is.
Ghoulies is like the ripoff Gremlins thing.
Oh yeah, that's
It's like little bald demon babies. Um,
okay. I've seen the cover
I haven't
art and
seen a whole
stuff.
movie of it, but
Wow.
that's the best way I can explain it. And I was expecting something like that, and I didn't know this was going to be like future cop.
Yeah,
And then oh my god, how did he do 5 movies of these?
I know. um,
How did he
so
survive?
so this movie came out 2 years after Blade Runner, and it came out the same year of Terminator.
Oh wow, okay.
In some reviews, I saw it like this is the other low budget Blade Runner slash Terminator. And so when I was watching this, I was thinking, okay, well, this is going to be something in that realm. And I'm like, well, I love those movies, so like
Yeah, me too.
I hope this is really cool. I mean, it sounds really interesting. So I just left it at that and waited till I saw it. I would say like I do see some similarities. What I like in this one is that, dude, like I feel like they should remake this movie too, like with a higher
Oh,
budget.
I would be on board with the remake if they made it like really good.
Yeah,
I think they could make it really good.
there's so much more. I feel like detail in some ways in the future world.
Yeah.
There's so many more details as far as like you see Jack Death. He has like a lie detector
Oh, on his
wristband.
wrist. Yeah.
He ends up putting on a criminal, and it's cool. Like you see him right away using some future tech, you know,
Yeah.
and his gun looks a little different too. It doesn't look like
Bring Helen Hunt back. It doesn't have to be a reboot. Maybe it's just like a continuation. I don't know how the last one ended because there's like 5 or 6 of them, but
oh, true.
bring Helen Hunt back.
Oh, it's the year 2247.
Okay.
That's
We're
what it
pretty
is.
close.
Okay.
We're pretty close.
um. So yeah, like I thought the first few minutes were a really good impression for me. You see some future cars. He's actually in a flying car, and he stops outside of a diner. The visual effects. I mean, the way they did that was you could tell it was on a budget, but it
Yeah.
was
I
decent.
mean,
It
the
was,
whole movie, yeah, you could tell.
but it wasn't like
It
um,
wasn't horrible.
it was not horrible. No, it was actually passable and decent.
Yeah,
So
it made sense for the era,
that
for that
too.
time.
So that and then he kind of goes into this Jack Death. You hear his voice as you see him walk into the diner. He's doing like he's narrating a little bit there.
Yeah.
Um, and it feels like he's a detective in the 19 like 40s, you know,
Yeah, yeah, it
or
does.
1930s, you know. I don't want to get my decade
Like
wrong,
he's
but
just it's the same thing. Um, yeah, I do like that noir feeling of it. I don't, because what?
It drew me in. The music right before that was great too, and my first impression was a good one. Like I was like, wow, okay. If the rest of
Yeah.
the movie's like this, I feel like this is like, a hidden gem,
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but soon after I think once the first Trancer, so in the diner, the first Trancer appears,
Oh, the first one.
and it's the
It's
waitress.
the it's a good switcheroo because you think it's gonna be the guy,
Yeah.
and he's like just got out of jail, and then it's the waitress, and it's like, oh, it's kind of creepy, and then a transfer doesn't show up for another like 45 minutes.
It's not that long.
I thought it felt that long. I don't know.
Because the
30
movie's not
minutes.
long. It's a
No,
little
it's
over
not.
70
It's about
minutes.
70. Yeah, it's not that long. It's about 75 minutes.
And I thought that fight scene with her was pretty ridiculous. Like there was some ridiculous shots in there, but
No, I thought the same thing.
at that point you could tell, like what I thought, at least in my mind, like I was like, okay, yeah, this is a budget. This is a
Yeah,
budget film.
there's some budget there. You
Um,
gotta respect that.
yeah. Yeah, like I mean, you can help. I couldn't help but at least be understandable about that.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, what? But yeah, she looked ridiculous. But as a trancer, like fine. Like she had the green glowing eyes. I think at the very least, or something was glowing.
I know once he shot her and she died, that she did glow red, and they like vaporized.
Oh, and they vanish. Yeah.
So
I didn't like that. I didn't like that they just like disappear. But I guess that's nature, I guess.
that was a little strange to me too, seeing them disappear. Honestly,
Like they just like they glow and then it's just like they're just gone. That's yeah. I mean, add that to the reasons why it's a good bad movie. There's something to it, and
Tim Thomerson, the actor who played Jack Death, it's weird. I wonder how
I
old he
do.
was. He did look a little old
He
throughout the
looked
movie.
older.
I feel like he
Yeah.
looked older as the movie went on in some ways.
He just kept getting older.
So at the time he was 40, or no, at the time he was okay, at the time he was in his 30s. He did not look like he was in his
aged
30s.
10 years.
That's so. Let me make sure I have this right. So let's see, 84 minus 46, 38. He was 38 in 84 when they started it, shooting for the movie.
And the movie took 10 years to finish.
They actually made it, I think, in 3 months from the documentary. I think it was 90 days, something like that.
That's pretty quick.
So, but yeah, I thought that was strange. He looked like he was in his like late.
I was like,
40s,
how old is
early 50s, maybe.
No, I thought the same thing. I was like, how old is this guy? Is he like 60?
And
But he's making out with a 20-year-old Helen Hunt.
And yeah, and they kind of like make fun of how old he is, in the movie, which I thought was funny. Yeah. I thought that was funny. So yeah, that was Yeah, she was 21.
That's slightly awkward.
That they were so different in age, or
I think the age, yeah, for me, like the age difference.
I was thinking about this, and he did a great job. He really did.
No, he was fine. I have no issues with his performance in the movie.
I just couldn't help but wonder, at least in my own mind, if there was someone younger, like a Harrison Ford younger,
Yeah, like
Well,
somebody that could be like
I don't even know how old. Maybe Harrison. I don't know how old he was at that
about
time.
that age. Like he was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh shoot, dude, he was older. Harrison Ford was older.
What?
Yeah. So
That's
okay,
that's
see.
some hair dye they got there.
Yeah,
There's
Harrison
no way.
Ford was
I don't believe
42
I don't
at
believe
the
you.
time.
I don't believe you.
He was, man, and so that means Harrison Ford was actually older when he made Blade Runner as well. He was 40 when when
What the
Blade Runner
hell?
released. Yeah, in
Wait,
82.
how old is he now? Like 80?
He's 78. He's almost.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What the, how old am I?
How old are you?
I don't know.
So yeah, that was strange to me. I thought there was something a little off about just how old he looked, and I didn't.
Yeah, because he had like the I wouldn't
gray
even say salt
hair.
and pepper. It was like pepper and salt.
Mm-hmm. The gray.
Like he just looked old. He looked about 60. So how?
Yes.
We're gonna
Maybe
have to
he was a
look into
heavy
his
smoker. I don't know. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
he's a heavy smoker.
Um. But yeah. What did you think of the script?
It was fine. I think there were some interesting ideas, but the movie itself felt like. Do you remember the Masters of the Universe movie?
Is that with
The He-Man one?
that was that Arnold in there or no?
No, it was Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with it.
It felt like that, like where it's supposed to be futuristic, but they didn't have the budget, and so therefore they set it in the mid '80s, and that's kind of what we got with this movie. It just felt kind of like it didn't get what they needed, and therefore they just kind of like they're like, yeah, we can't afford this, but here's some money.
I think the script was actually pretty good. I think if they had more money,
the movie would look better.
Yeah.
I think that's what dampers the script.
The dialogue actually didn't break you out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
As something I noticed. It actually helped to keep the experience immersive. And keep the story flowing, and
this, for me, the script was fine. It was just the film itself just I don't know, kind of stalled out the movie for me.
There were certain, yeah, I think that's kind of what I would say, what made me say that it was all right, because there are a lot of good things. There's a lot of good ideas that I wish that the budget would have, like, more money, would have helped bring out.
Yeah, more money into it. It could have been a really good movie.
There was a really cool scene where when one of my favorite scenes actually, and where I saw like dude, like if this had the money, it would be one of the best. This would
Which
be a
part?
memorable scene. So when he's actually swimming, so the city is called Angel City, and
Oh yeah.
it is Los Angeles in 2247.
Mhm.
So he's at the beach, and you see all these old buildings underwater coming out of the beach, coming out of the ocean.
Uh-huh.
And so he's been swimming, and you see, he's he he dives to get artifacts from the city, and he when he comes out, he kind of he kind of kind of talks about that, like what he found, and um, there's a point where he's going to go back in. He's like, well, I think I found Chinatown, or the old Chinese theater,
Oh
and
yeah. Right.
I'm think I'm going to go just hang out. It's just something he liked to do, and I thought that was like so neat. Like, when do you get to see like a detail like that? Um, Especially in these older, like these 80s futuristic movies.
Yeah.
Um, but the buildings looked bad. They looked coming out of the ocean. They didn't look
Yeah. They
particularly
didn't. I
real,
guess.
and that
I
was
mean,
disappointing.
I guess that was the best they could do.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
But
But
they
if
just didn't
if it
have.
looked,
Yeah.
yeah, like if it had looked real, man, like I'm telling you, I think that would have been such a memorable scene. Um,
No, that would be really good. I've always liked like post apocalyptic stuff like that. Um, but yeah, they just didn't have the budget. I think I think people just thought it was a B movie and it couldn't do any better.
let's see, were there any moments where you thought like, man, like if as far as like that, like what I described?
Um, a lot of the fight scenes I thought could have been done better.
Mm.
Um, they just needed the budget to do more, and I think that's the problem. Is I don't know what happened. Like Terminator did pretty good, so I don't know what caused people to lose faith in these kind of movies.
Well,
I
it did
know
come out the same year,
it was the same year.
but yeah, it was the same year as Terminator.
Oh, that kind of makes sense then.
And Wikipedia doesn't mention the budget for this one.
No, I think a lot of the fight scenes could have done a lot better.
Okay. Terminator had 6.4 million as their budget.
Oh wow.
And I actually remember hearing about how this was considered a low budget film, right?
Yeah.
Dang, that's a lot of money. That's crazy.
Still $6 million.
Yeah, that's a lot. Trancers, I doubt had 100,000. I mean, do you think it had
Yeah. Yeah, really.
So I want, and you could tell, you can see it, and again, like some of the things we're mentioning.
There's a really good movie there.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't help but, I didn't want to just score it so low without considering like these people were really you could tell.
Passionate.
Yeah.
Like people cared about it.
There was the actors were good.
Yeah.
There was one we didn't mention, at least two actually. So I think it's Ashby was his name. That other actor, remember?
The cop?
The what's his name? I think it's Art LaFleur. Is that his name?
Hmm.
He's the yeah, he's the
Was he was
he was like
was
his
that the one that was?
boss. Remember?
Yeah.
I wish I knew the actor's name, but I've seen him in other things. I don't know if you remember who I'm talking about.
Was he the one trailing them?
Yes, he's the one who went back to his ancestor who was a little girl.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You know the actor?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else.
I know I have. I just can't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, Art LaFleur. That is his name. Art LaFleur.
Oh, okay.
He was in The Sandlot. He was
Oh, really?
in Santa Claus 2 with Tim
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah. He was Field of Dreams. It's another one that sticks out to me. The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
So he was in
He's been in a few movies.
Cobra
Right.
with
Oh, he was in
Stallone.
Cobra?
Man of the House. That one looks familiar.
Another Tim Allen.
So yeah, and the list, The Man with One Red Shoe with Tom Hanks.
And Tim Allen. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, a Cinderella Story with what's her name?
Tim Allen.
Speed Racer. He was in Speed Racer.
Oh, was he really?
Mm-hmm.
I love Speed Racer. We got to talk about that one.
That'd be a good one. A Maverick as well. With Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I knew I recognized him. So he was in there, and then I think I've seen that black lady somewhere. If you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
I forget her name. Maybe it's just the Wikipedia here, but I know I've seen her. Pretty sure I've seen her somewhere else.
or maybe you're just a racist.
Hey. Thelma Hopkins. That's her name. And she's been in a bunch of TV shows. Family Matters is the one I'm familiar with. And then there's seems to be a dozen here that I'm not very familiar with. But Two Broke Girls, that one's
I don't watch that
more of a recent
fucking
one.
show.
I know. And then yeah, so throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then 2000s, she's been in shows. I know I've seen her appear. She's probably made appearances in other shows, you know.
Yeah, she made a. She was in The Racist, starring Johnny.
Oh yeah,
she
she
was the
was
main
in that
character.
one.
Yeah, she was the main
Johnny
character.
is such a
He's such
bastard.
a racist, and
Bastard
he's
racist.
bastard racist. Sorry, I forgot it's called racist : bastard racist.
So yeah, so I had a handful of talent. So
No, it was good. I mean, it's fine.
um
It's fine.
let's see. Is there anything else we should bring up? Maybe we should bring up you being a racist.
Yeah,
I think that's important to the movie too.
I'm a huge racist. I hate all races,
Yes.
even my own.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Mike. I am racist. I hate all races, even my own. That's wow. Boom.
I'm a supreme
Drop the mic.
racist. Boom. But no, I think we're good. I think it needed more Trancers. That's my one main criticism of the movie. It needed more Trancers. It needed an army of Trancers. But I guess that's what the sequels are for. There's 6 of them, right? So there should be a remake, and there needs to be that guy, Helen Hunt, remake it. No, not remake, reboot. And make a straight up reboot with 500 Trancers, because God, there were not
I do
enough.
want to say the villain, actually, the actor who was the villain, Whistler,
Mhm.
Michael Stefani.
Yeah,
Dude, he actually did a good job.
No, he was good.
I forgot to mention him. Yeah, he was actually I feel like he was the scary villain. He was the scariest.
Yeah, he should have been in more of it, and he probably shouldn't have died.
He didn't die.
Oh, he didn't die?
No, he spoilers. Jack Death actually sends Whistler back to the future.
Oh, that's right.
He doesn't kill him. Another spoiler, you find out that Jack Death's wife was killed by Whistler.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah.
He should also be in the reboot.
I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of him in some ways. I think the way he the baseball guy ends up throwing something at his hand and he falls off the building into a fountain. That was pretty ridiculous.
It fit the movie.
It did, yeah. So it was passable in that way, but I would have liked a cleverer way into Jack Death basically capturing him.
But we'll get that reboot.
Yeah, man. If this thing had the budget, reignite, I feel like, yeah. I mean, I honestly say this thing could really bring back this type of.
They would just call it the Trancers,
because they were working on. They did a test screening, calling it Future Cop, and they were saying that no one showed up for it.
Who would? That's a terrible title.
I like the title. I think it's cool. I think it's a neat title.
Future Cop?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. It's...
What's wrong with it?
I just don't like it.
Or maybe
back then. Maybe back then. But they also...
Now, yeah. I don't know. I guess today...
Today it wouldn't work. You can't just call something Future Cop and expect people to take it seriously. No.
They could call it something like Trancers 2247 or something like that.
That's good. That's a good one. I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's write a script.
The way that they approached it was different enough from Blade Runner and Terminator that it is its own thing.
Yeah. No, it's totally different from those two movies. I mean, there's some overlaps, but it's not the same plot at all. It's not even the same idea. So I would say why not?
I do want to mention, dude, I wonder if Assassin's Creed took the video game. I wonder if Assassin's Creed took inspiration from this movie.
The movie sucked.
It didn't
I
suck.
wouldn't be surprised. It did have the same idea. I thought it'd do the game justice. Because the game's
Oh,
so
the
good.
Assassin's Creed movie, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Trancers is fine, but it pissed me off because I was like, you got a good plot, you got a good actor. Like, how do you screw that up?
So yeah, if y'all don't know, in the Assassin's Creed game, there's a machine and there's like a serum kind of involved as well. Just like in Trancers, there's
That's true.
both elements. And so, but in Assassin's Creed, you're only living the memories of your ancestors.
Right.
In Trancers, you can actually take over their bodies, like your consciousness is transported through time. But you know what I was thinking? I mean, Assassin's Creed could easily jump into this realm if they wanted to. Like of being in the future, going to like as a detective kind of thing, going into like the
that would be
80s
interesting.
or something,
Yeah,
you know?
that's a good idea.
Something cool, I will say, was the 10-second or the long second, what they called it.
Oh, I did like that too.
He has a wristwatch that can allow him
That
to
can like just like
stretch out.
You can only, yeah, and they told him like you can only use it once, so don't fuck with it. And he's like, I guess I don't know, I'm stupid.
Yeah,
But
so
that was pretty cool.
That was.
You get 10 seconds that are stretched out.
What other tech did he have?
He had that shitty gun. Like I was like frustrated with that.
The laser gun?
Well, not the laser gun, but like they gave him like the
the Colt 45, I think.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Well, because he had to blend in with the time.
I was gonna say that. He had to blend in, but how do you blend in with like a super powered watch that can alter time? But at the same time, you're gonna give him like a shitty gun.
Well, the watch looked like a watch from 1985.
It looked like it. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to have like a infinite bullet powered gun where like the bullets circle through time and they come back into the gun.
Or like a dread, like the lawgiver.
Oh, like high X.
Yeah. that would have been awesome. Send this one up Whistler's ass.
Whistler's ass. Whistler's ass.
So it's a fun movie.
It's fine. I mean, I don't want to watch any of the other ones.
Right. I'm kind of curious about the second one, but
me too. But I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah. Same. It seems like they went a little more on the comedy route.
They did. And poor Helen Hunt, I didn't know she built her career on this. Because I only knew her from Twister.
Oh, yeah. I knew she was in Twister.
But now I know she was in this. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what to think anymore. This movie crashed my reality.
What I remember her from is
Mad About You.
Castaway.
Oh, Castaway, yeah.
That's the one that kept coming to my mind these past couple days since I saw Trancers.
If you're looking for a good like B movie, good sci-fi B movie, this is fine. This is good. It's gonna entertain you.
Yeah, it definitely will. This is a B movie that's worth watching. Especially if you're into the futuristic sci-fi noir
Yeah, then
type
especially
films.
the noir part of it. Like, I was surprised because I didn't expect that. But it does have that aspect to it where it's just like a detective movie. I think it's smart in ways, and you said the director stays on, right? Like, he's still
Um,
like he
he's
did the latest one.
for 3 films. He did the first 3.
That's some dedication.
Yeah, he did the first 3, and then well, and actually there's like a 1.5 Trancers 1.5, and it's called Trancers City of Lost Angels, and it's a little kind of 20-minute short
Oh,
movie.
it's like a short film. Yeah.
And so that's what Charles Band did, and then he did Trancers 2, The Return of Jack Death, and then that's it. That was it for him.
That was it for him. But yeah, it's entertaining, and be aware of like all the bad movie moments. Like, it's not great, but it's pretty good for
I
not
will
being
say,
good.
I will say, man, I really hope this does get a reboot with the budget it deserves. I guess it was or film Full Moon Features.
Yeah, it was Full Moon.
They own it, and they seem pretty active to this day.
They're still around.
So if they could partner with a bigger, like Sony or Paramount,
Shit,
Warner Brothers, even.
that's a long shot, Johnny.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, but
That's
one of these like D-list. I wouldn't even say B-list. I would say D-list.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be like amazing if they could, and like make like a big budget Trancers reborn or some shit.
mm-hmm.
Trancers rebuilt. Trancers refunded.
Yeah.
So, you want to close it out, or?
Yeah. Well, everyone. Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, I could just see the potential in this film, and I would love to see it come to fruition. And so I can't help but kind of just look at it that way, with that perspective.
Yep, give it a watch. It's a fun movie. And you know what? It's short, so
It's short, yeah.
70 minutes. Give it an hour plus 10. Not 10 hours, 10 minutes.
So
it's fine. I mean, I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty entertaining, and the guy's age is very confusing.
yeah.
And Helen Hunt in her early 20s with colored hair, you can't miss it. She's very cute.
I do want to say we want to hear from everyone. Let us know if you've seen Trancers.
Yeah, leave some comments. Don't be shy.
Make sure to like or dislike and subscribe.
Or subscribe or unsubscribe after you subscribe, just to show us some some hate.
Right.
You can,
Yeah,
you
we
can unsubscribe. Like, just do it out of spite. I don't care. And
yeah,
suggestions. Like, leave us some. Tell us what to watch. If you got
right.
better ideas than us, then please tell us. We'll acknowledge you. I promise. I love you, and don't leave me.
All right. Well, this is Film Juice, and I gotta go comfort Mike now. And well, I'm John here with Mike.
Yep.
We'll see you next time on another podcast. All right. Take care.
All right. What do we do now? Do we leave? Do I hit leave?
Yeah, you can. Or no, not yet. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I was like, no, you shouldn't leave yet because then we can't talk to each other.
It'll erase the whole thing.
Right? So yeah, that was cool.
That was good. That was good.
Look, you're not my prisoner. You don't have to stick around, but I'd appreciate you waiting for me.
Relax, Phil.
Jack, Phil stepped out.